am hanging out with the new Victory Pro Wrestling Women's Champion, the one and only Gift of Gab, Gabby Ortiz. How are you tonight?
Obviously, I'm fan-freaking-tastic.
All right, you got a lot going on. Not only are you the new Victory Pro Women's Wrestling Champion, but you're also on the hit show Monster Factory. Let us know how that experience was for you real quick.
That experience was incredible. Honestly, I used it as a way to get more comfortable in front of a camera, and it really helped. And it was just an awesome experience, and I would do it again in a heartbeat.
All right, I'm a big fan of the show.
Good, thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
Let everybody know where they can get your merch real quick.
They can get my merch at this table at this present moment, but then hit me up on Twitter if you want an 8x10 if you're not here. I have my t-shirts are somewhere. Just go to my Twitter, okay? And my Instagram. It's all there. At Gabbity, Gabbity, baby.
All right, the one and only Gabby Ortiz, the new Victory Pro Wrestling Women's Champion.
Very nice.
Johnny Cashmere, why did you betray your friend Joel Maximo?
My friend Joel Maximo. Didn't talk to him for 12 years while I was not in the wrestling business. I had plenty of fair weather friends. Let me tell you something. With friends like Joel Maximo, who the hell needs enemies? I'm not getting any younger. I got to fast track my career. If it means blowing out the other guy's candle to make mine shine a little bit brighter, I'm all for it, Dank. I don't care what anybody says.
It's terrible, man. Terrible, man. Johnny Cashmere. All right, so Tiffany Avatar just lost the Goddesses of War championship, and I heard she went to, Lucky Leo's, to sulk in the candy stuff. So let's go see how she's going. What the hell? Tiffany, are you all right, Tiffany?
Is that my buddy?
What happened? You lost the title.
She poisoned my lollipop, smashed me over the head with it. I don't have my title anymore, buddy. I can't go home. I can't go to Candyland. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna lay here, okay?
Oh, okay. All right, Tiff. All right. Man, that Amity, she's really tough. Wait, what? What the hell?
I just want to say that it was super rude of you to walk away from me earlier.
Talking to the New York State champion, you're going to have to pay up.
Do you take Kale?
Dude, goodbye. Whip wreck, Cation, doesn't matter.
We'll see what happens, but it looks like we have a special guest.
Get my earplugs on.
No.
You was looking for Tina, and then you talk about Pete
Dominic tonight, all right? The Dirty Deeds, they got nothing.
We're now the new Starlet Champion. What's going on?
Hi, I am.
Fearless princess, so why not team up?
All right, now just announced by Mr. Joel Maximo for February.
Finisher is called the Shadow Ban, and I was like, that's kind of.
Hold on. Let me speak. Okay?
But today I got a very special guest. I got the great...
Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host, Papa Denk, and it is my second podcast of the night. Oh, man, am I tired tonight. But this is going to be a special one because I have coming from the NWA, Joe Kazana Productions, the one, the only, Evan Golden, who is the East Tennessee Wrestling Champion.
Dink, how are you, man?
What's up, brother? How are you tonight?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm super excited, man.
Man, I'm excited to have you on, brother. Let me go over this real quick with you. Now, a little history here. Evan Golden, the East Tennessee champion, posting with the very first person to hold that gold belt, Dr. Tom Pritchard. So tell me how this moment felt for you.
This was such a full circle moment for me, Dink. I'll tell you what, man. For those who might not know, this title is the East Tennessee Championship. But originally in 2004, 2005, it started out as the NWA Rocky Top East Tennessee Heavyweight Championship. And Dr. Tom was the first ever title holder to hold the championship. And also, fun fact, I've actually never brought this up on any other show before. We're already getting into it, man. I'm already bringing out new
Uh-oh.
stuff.
Is this
Um,
breaking news?
this is breaking news to those who might not know. When Dr. Tom won this title and
Uh,
became the first champion, his blood was all over it. I
oh,
mean,
wow.
yeah, this thing was like bloodshed.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of gross, but I mean, that's awesome though. At the same time, it's like,
It is awesome.
yeah,
Yeah,
somebody told me that not too long ago, and I rewatched the footage, and sure enough, it was a bloodbath. But anyways, I managed to get that picture with him, and at an SPCW event in Tennessee, and sure enough, he remembered it too, because this is just a
that's awesome.
historical moment. Yeah.
Oh,
So.
man. All right, good. Now, is there anybody you're looking forward to defending that championship against?
Well, so far I've had a really fun run with it. I've been taking it to a lot of different places. Actually, I've spent most of my time with it outside of East Tennessee, coincidentally, but
Okay.
I really want to get it back to its roots. Take it to Knoxville or something and defend it against somebody that feels truly competitive to me. Um, I know that Amp Dominic at SOM Live, where I won this,
Mhm.
is wanting a rematch because I defeated him for the title and in a blindfold match of all things.
Oh,
He's
no.
claiming that I cheated even
Uh-huh.
though I was blindfolded and I just don't know what he's talking about. So he can keep doing that, but that's not gonna happen. So
Serena loves your glasses and your jacket.
thank you, Serena. I appreciate it.
I like to see you defend that title up here in the Northeast, man.
Now we're talking. See, I think
Now
I
we're
think
talking.
even though I think I need to bring a little East Tennessee up north, I
Up
think things
north.
would get fun.
That's right. I know a couple of guys you can wrestle, man.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, as long as it's competition for me, that's all I need. So.
Yeah, 100%. It'll definitely be competition, man. Let's talk about your shirt you have on
Oh.
Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah.
Heartburner, afterburner.
Yeah. So the afterburner is my finisher in wrestling, and nobody's ever kicked out of it. It's one of those deals where literally ever since I started doing it, nobody's ever been able to get out of it. I mean, it's over. As soon as I'm able to hit it, it's done for.
It's
So
done for.
I figured there's no better way to celebrate the greatest finisher ever, the afterburner, by
Right.
making a shirt for it. If you guys can see, there's a nice little illustration of me.
I see. Nice little illustration of you.
Yeah, it's me doing the pose I do before I hit the afterburner, because right before I do it, I give them a nice boot to the gut, and they have no chance from there. So
No chance to kick out, huh?
no.
Yikes. Poor guys you got to finish it on. Premier Wrestling League is up next, August 4th. Well, I don't know if it's up next, but it's coming up. The
Yeah.
Barbarian's going to be there.
Barbarian
What?
will be there. We've got a really stacked card. This is actually going to be my debut for this promotion.
Okay.
Super excited. I've been going to West Virginia a little bit more recently for the first time, and it's actually a pleasant place. And I've decided to make my West Virginia return and share the card with legends like
Okay.
Barbarian.
All right. That's a little bit closer to me, West Virginia. All right. All
Yeah, oh yeah.
right. Ashley says you still need to get me one of those shirts.
Everybody wants the Afterburner shirt.
Of course they want the Afterburner shirt.
Take a good look at that. That's just fierce, isn't it?
That is fierce, man. I love the shirt. I love the colors, man. It kind of draws you to purchasing this shirt.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, and of course, these are on prowrestlingtees.com at Evan Golden, and it's the newest design. So,
I love it, man. Let's get those merch sales up. All right. And then you
all
got
right.
Monsters on the Midway coming up on July 24th in good old Tennessee right there, man. As you can see, front and center is the one and only EC3. Now, is that you cutting out or is that me?
It's probably me. I'm willing to
Okay.
bet.
But at Monsters on the Midway is EC3 and you'll be there as well. Do you know who your opponent is yet?
I don't know who my opponent is yet, but I know that, of course, I'm still going to be champion. So hopefully somebody will step up and actually give me a good piece of competition because I mean I'm so tired of people, thinking that they can take this off me, and then we get in the ring and then they take the afterburner and then they get upset about it. I mean, it's the same, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do to stay
Yeah.
champion. But I do have a feeling that whoever I face at Monsters on the Midway will be good competition. And by the way, it could be somebody from NWA because this is SOM's almost their NWA crossover event. So we could have a
Okay.
fellow NWA guy in the ring with me. So
Interesting. What about title for title against EC3, huh?
that would be great. See, that's something I'm all for,
Man, you click that freaking afterburner, he's done.
Yeah. EC3's not kicking out of the afterburner.
He's not kicking out of the afterburner. He'd be done. And you'll go back to NWA headquarters with the title, and you get all the treatment. You get steak,
Yeah,
whatever you want.
yeah, I'll have the East Tennessee title and the world's title on my other shoulder. So
That's right. With so much prestige added to that title, man. A lot of
yeah, oh
prestige there.
yeah.
100%. I don't think EC3 likes that idea. Yikes. The shirt pops out at you. Yes, it does. And even my mom likes the shirt.
Oh my gosh, Mama Dink is proud.
Mama Denk is in the house, and she's like 80. She's digging the shirt, man.
Hey, thanks guys, I appreciate it.
Man, I've had you on for how many minutes have we been on? For 11 minutes, and it feels like I have one of my friends on.
Yeah. No, I already love the show.
All right, let's go into the past a little bit, where little Evan Golden fell in love with professional wrestling. How did he fall in love with professional wrestling?
Little Evan Golden was
That's right.
only 3 or 4 years old when he first got brought into professional wrestling. My old man wrestled for 30 years at this point, and this is how this went. I was born in 2000, and I would say in 2003, I was already on the road with
You're
him.
on the road with your dad, huh?
Yeah, so little Evan Golden was very little and loved being at the shows, being backstage, and for as long as I can remember, man, it's
So,
just been like,
so
it's
you
been
fell in
awesome.
love actually at the shows.
I did
Okay.
because I also got to see just how everything works from the get-go.
Right.
I feel like I knew like the business side of wrestling before I even started watching real matches because
Okay.
when we would get to these shows together, we would go straight to the back and, just see all of his friends and his buddies and stuff. And then I'd eventually kind of start watching the show and I'm like, oh, so this is what we're here for. This is what this is all
So,
about,
so was your
so
actual first word wrestling?
it could have been champ.
It
Could have
could have
been,
been champ, yeah.
I don't know.
That champ. That champ.
Yeah, I think, gosh, I'm sure the first like earliest memories, like my absolute earliest memories, were definitely just being at the shows. It's so crazy to think about it.
Okay, now did you ever, as a little boy, did you ever meet one of the legends?
Well, speaking of one of the earliest memories, literally, this is it's hilarious to me just because I can't get it out of my mind. One of the earliest memories I've ever had, and I probably was in some sort of stroller.
Uh,
It was seeing Ricky Morton's hair.
oh,
Like I think I mean I really could have been. I was in a stroller, if that tells you. But I just remember visually thinking like, what? That's so like just his hair was captivating to me and it's still the
right.
same today.
It is still the same today.
Yeah,
So now that when you see him recently, do you get that same feeling?
yeah. We'll be talking to each other, and then I'll just start looking at his hair, and I'm like, oh, I start to
Have a
feel like I
flashback.
got a passy in or something.
Yeah, have a flashback, man. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man. Flashback. All right. That was when you were a little boy. That was the pre-afterburner.
That was the no afterburners that had ever happened. Actually, fun fact though, I feel like I should say this.
Okay.
One of my trainers, he's W Easy Money. He's at ECW, WCW. The afterburner was his move, and he
Oh,
passed it down to yours truly. So there
that is
were
awesome.
afterburners
Before you.
happening. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. But you made it. You got. I'm sure you tweaked it a little bit, made it your own.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's got more speed to it.
Okay, awesome. Now tell me about your training when you were young. So list all your trainers and what you thought while you were training, like your process, your thought process.
Training process was basically my dad, Easy Money. You might be familiar, you might not be, with Jeff Connolly. He wrestles at Innovate Wrestling in East Tennessee. He's a
Okay,
fantastic worker. Basically they all like got together and made who I am today. But
good.
I've also had a lot of teachers that I've met along the way that
Okay,
that have made it their business to help me out in the ring. It's funny. Before I even started getting any sort of training whatsoever, I'd actually spend a lot of time in the ring after my dad's shows, just
okay.
rolling around. It was nothing impressive. It was
Uh,
just little me rolling around,
little
and
you roll around in the ring, huh?
yeah, that's probably where I learned the most, is just getting the chance to do that
Right.
before they tore the ring down.
Okay. What about helping tearing down the ring down? That's not easy because I've done it.
No, it's not easy. And some of these rings they're not in such good shape, are they?
No, no.
Hey, I was on a show recently. There was like an exposed wire in the turnbuckle, and I was like, this isn't nice. This could really hurt somebody.
Yeah, yeah. I know that
So
some promotions, like the ring, like the wood on part of it is like up a little bit, so they avoid that spot in the ring, so they don't get
yeah,
injured.
I've tripped on one of those before. That's so embarrassing, by the way, especially if nobody likes is like, hey, watch that spot. You
Right.
like, watch that spot in the ring right there. Instead, I think it's almost like they want me to trip, and you
That's
know,
terrible.
yeah.
Got to be
Yeah,
careful, man. Especially you're carrying that East Tennessee championship. You
I
gotta
know.
take
There
care of
can't be
yourself.
any scratches.
Soon you'll be taking EC3's title from him.
I know. I'm a future world champion. I can't be
That's right.
tripping on these boards like that.
You heard it here first. Evan will be the next NWA champion.
Well,
You'll
maybe
change
not
the
the
whole
next
course of
one.
NWA, man. You'll change the whole course of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into your toughest opponent to date. Who was it, and why was it so difficult to wrestle this individual?
I think that my toughest opponent to date is Kerry Morton.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, most people would be like, "Oh, how you guys are the same age. As what's the problem?" Like physically, we're almost the exact same. The truth is, that was just a huge mind game to me because uh, while I was rolling around in the ring back in those days,
All
guess
right.
who was doing it with me? Him. So
Oh.
yeah. So literally, like, we've only had a real match. I mean, technically, we've had dozens and dozens and dozens of matches throughout our lives. I remember we were like 6 years old, just rolling around in the ring and wrestling. But last year, we had a real match, our first ever match for the NWA World's Junior Heavyweight Championship, and it was just the biggest challenge for me, like mentally, because right before they rang the bell, I had the whole full circle moment, like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is our first match, and all we've ever done our whole lives together is roll around and pretend
Right.
to wrestle, and now it's for real, and it's for
That's
one of the
really.
most yeah, and it was for one of the most prestigious titles ever, and it's just like that was just like a big mind game to me. But sure enough, as the match got going, it all came back to me. Just what we it's almost like what we used to do just to play around, except it was legit.
Wow. All right. Now let's go into. Before I go to the next question, what does Evan like to do for fun outside of wrestling?
Hey, good question. I really enjoy playing video games on my downtime. I really do. I know a lot of guys do, but like for real, like if all's said and done and I don't have anything to do, one of my favorite things to do is just go back and play some games. I like older games too, like even games that weren't out when I was, you know, or that were out before I was born. And I
Okay.
also like to make music too. I don't consider that like something that I would ever call like a side job or anything. It's very much a hobby, but
It's
I
a
love
hobby.
to do it.
Okay.
So
All right.
Yeah.
Now, do you sing as well?
With a lot of auto tune, yeah.
Oh, with a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Now I see
Yeah.
behind you that Jaws poster. Are you a big fan of Jaws?
Oh yeah, it's my favorite movie of all time. Um yeah, it's cool you mentioned that. That's literally like there's the best movie ever made.
See, I love it too.
Unfortunately you can't see it, but right next to that I've got a Scarface poster, and that's another one of my just
Oh,
favorite.
Scarface, man. Now you're talking, man.
Yeah.
That's a classic, man. Say hello to my little friend.
I know. Yeah, I'm a big movie buff, so I guess that's another thing. I love to watch movies on my downtime, and if there's ever a chance, like I'll just binge watch stuff, old favorites. So
Okay, now Ashley says Scarface is the best. I want to go into Scarface for a moment, but she also says you're great at making music and singing. So she loves your singing even without the autotune.
oh, that's good because I always feel like if I don't do that, there's gonna be bloody ears. So,
Yikes! Tell me your favorite scene in Scarface.
oh man, I think I've got to go with the end.
The ending. Okay, when he gets blown away.
Oh yeah, that's just like, but like that whole build up to it where they all start rushing his house, like
Uh-huh.
that. When I watched that for the first time, that was one of those like I can't, I'm glued. I can't stop watching. Well, what's gonna happen? And you know the rest. So
Yeah, I know the rest, man. I like the scene when they're in the restaurant. He says, "Look at me, I'm the bad guy right here. I'm the bad guy." It's like, oh shit, he's letting everybody know. Don't mess with him.
oh yeah, I also like the part even at the very beginning when they're interrogating him, and
Yes.
he's like, "What am I, cheap? I've got octopus coming out my ears,
Yeah.
man. I've been eating octopus all day."
That's terrible, man. Oh man, I can even imagine. Now, as far as Jaws, tell me about your favorite moment in Jaws.
My favorite moment is probably the part where that guy gets eaten out of the rowboat in the estuary, where
Okay.
he's like, "Hey, are you guys okay over there?" And then
And then Rome. The shark eats him up.
yeah, that's my favorite part, just because like not only is it scary, but me and my dad have this inside joke where he'll be like, "Hey, are you guys okay over there?" Because that's what he says like right before he gets eaten. So yeah, that's my
Awesome.
favorite part.
Now, do you know that they make a Jaws shark Funko Pop? Have you seen it?
I have it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
have it?
Yeah.
I have one. I have actually each version. There's a regular one and then one with blood in his mouth.
I've got the regular one.
Okay.
Just the shark alone. I was gonna ask you about that. I saw you have a huge collection and the logo too. I mean,
I
that was
do.
good.
My logo, yeah, man. I'm a big Funko guy. Now, I got a lot of Funkos. I'm not gonna lie. I have a whole. What you see here is not even half of what I have, or a quarter.
That's the tip of the iceberg.
That's the
huh?
tip of the iceberg. Those are some of my like signed WWE ones and
Oh.
celebrity ones. I have an Andrew Garfield signed Spider-Man, which is my favorite.
No.
I have She-Hulk from the show, signed by her. Cody, Undertaker, Lesnar, Roman, Bray Wyatt, another favorite of mine. Heyman, Vince McMahon, which is very rare. AJ Lee, Rhea Ripley. I got John Cena over there, which is personal to me because my brother, who passed away a while ago, he was a
Right.
big Cena fan, so that was like a must for me to have. I have a Halloween one signed by John Carpenter.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
What are you doing to get all these autographs? That's great.
I am broke.
Yeah,
Between collecting that and taking tolls and going all over the Northeast, driving around to all these different promotions I work with.
yeah, I'd love to have like a custom Funko of me, but I don't know where I'd go about. I've seen that you can get on the website and make like a digital one, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, you can go there on their Funko.com, make a physical one of you. You probably
Really?
get it as close to what you look like because they don't have every accessory,
Yeah.
but you get something close.
Oh man,
And you can even put your name on it. Yeah, it's called, I'll show you in a minute. I'll pull it up for you. I know people got, like Serena has a question, but this is important. Funkos are important. Gosh darn it.
Business first. I need a custom
Business.
Evan Golden Funko Pop to show my buddies.
Yeah, once you go to Funko.com, you go to, in the top corner, you go to Pop Yourself. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, but That's
Yeah,
it.
I see it.
And then you could just go in there and start chiseling away at an Evan Golden, one of a kind original Funko Pop.
Oh my god.
So it's a good deal. Unfortunately, WWE has the corner on wrestlers, so
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
yeah. But you can make your own and stuff, so that would be cool. And if you wanna like make something to sell, you could probably do that.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I
Yeah,
seriously think that would be so cool. I've thought about that for a while. I didn't know it was that easy.
yeah. I had one done. I don't know where it is, but I didn't like the way it came out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But what are you gonna do? All right, let me get Serena's question out the way. If you could have the NWA JCP go head to head with one other NWA, which one would you choose?
Mm, I think that NWA JCP would have a great show with NWA Chicago.
Okay.
That would be like a good interpromotional territory show.
Hmm.
We did do a show called Back to the Territories just a few weeks ago, and that was
Yes.
kind of that was like it was one of the coolest things when I got to the building. It was just all these other territories were there, and it felt like we were like it was just a big gathering. Like these guys from other territories
Uh
would come
huh.
over and be like, "Hey, Evan, we watch you," and I was like, "Hey, I've seen you guys." But then
Right.
I realized, like, wait a minute, we've all never even met. Like, this is
Okay.
that was yeah, yeah. The territories are definitely back because there's so many of them now.
Yeah.
Like
There's a lot
when
now.
yeah, there's a lot now, and when we all gathered together, I was like, wow, there's a lot of people here. But yeah, I think NWA Chicago wouldn't stand a chance to NWA JCP. But yeah, there's the only way to find out is to see what would happen if we, put it together.
I think we need a New York chapter.
I think that would be great. An NWA New York territory sounds fantastic. I mean, that's actually another thing that would be perfect for NWAJCP because that would be like a Northeast versus Southeast kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that would
That'd
be
be
pretty
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be cool. Yeah, I'd love to be a part of that, man. Anybody watching out there, just saying I could be a part of that too.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Now, have you ever wrestled any of the Kazana brothers?
I have more times than I can count in so many different ways. So Kurt Kazana, who he now goes by KC Kazana,
Right,
he's AJ's little brother. I met
right.
him almost a year ago today, and I immediately was like, I hate this guy. And then we had a match, and it was actually that's another tough opponent. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not what I expected. He's got a lariat from hell, brother. I'm telling you.
Really?
I mean, it's out of control. I couldn't believe he wasn't disqualified for how hard gave me the lariat. I mean, it was
Ouch.
just
Are you all
yeah,
right though?
and
You okay?
no, no, I'm fine. No, so and then he gave me. I mean, even his shoulder tackle is insane. But here's what ended up happening. Now we're tag team partners. Obviously he's a part of the Country Gentleman with his
Right.
brother, but outside of NWA, we tag together a lot,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, we're very good friends. Yeah. Speaking of video games, he's horrible at Fortnite. I mean, that's basically a kid's game, and he can't do it.
You
So
can't handle it, huh?
sick of carrying him on Fortnite. But
Poor KC.
yeah, but then again, it's like a love-hate relationship thing because just a few weeks ago, he screwed me over for one of my titles.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Not
Doesn't
this,
sound like a best
obviously.
buddy.
I know, I know. Yeah, I can't tell you how many days I'm like, oh man, he's that's my best friend right there. And
That's
then I'll turn
awesome.
around and be like, that son of a bee. But yeah, we've had tons of different matches together against each other. We actually the first ever NWA JCP show, we were in a
Hmm.
tag match against each other,
Oh
and
wow.
yeah,
With
that was
him and his brother,
yeah. Unfortunately,
him and
his
AJ.
brother was there, and I got destroyed. But it's okay because that doesn't happen often. AJ's a big guy,
He's a big guy.
so yeah. So,
He
but
likes to talk, AJ too.
yeah, he does. He needs to watch his lip because he, yeah. But yeah, Casey's a very, very controversial figure to me. He's like my best friend, and I'm also like, oh, you're the worst. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, Dink. I'll tell you what.
You gotta have a sit down with him, maybe like an
We need,
intervention.
yeah, that was kind of scary with your northeastern accent. Like, we need to have a sit down. We need to sit down. Yeah, I need to toughen up and act like a mob guy around him. Maybe he'll
That's
straighten out.
I know a couple of mob guys, so I got you covered.
Thank you. Take that, KC. Hey.
Is there anyone from NWA that you haven't wrestled yet that you want to wrestle?
I would love to wrestle Joe Alonzo, but the only reason
Oh.
why is because he reminds me so much of me.
Uh
It would be one of those things. I feel like we would like walk up to each other at the beginning of the match, check each other for stuff. It's
huh.
like I feel, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'd bring something to try to cheat with, but then I'd check
Alright.
his knee pad and I'd find like brass knuckles. I don't know. I feel like, but that's what would make it like interesting is to see how that would turn out, like who would actually win. I mean, because like every time I watch him, I'm like, hey, I would do something like that.
Right. I've seen
So
some of his promos. Funny stuff, man.
yeah. Well, cheaters always win. I'm telling you. I'm a fan, but I'd like to wrestle him too at some point. And also Colby Carino. He's someone that I would love to get in the ring with finally. I'm sure it'll happen eventually, but sometime soon would be great. I like Colby a lot, and he's also a second generation wrestler.
Yeah,
So
100%. All right, let's go outside of NWA. Is there anybody in the independent scene that you would like to get your hands on, have a match with?
I think that, and would this have to be somebody that I've never wrestled before, or?
I'll leave it up to you. I'll leave it up to you.
Well, let me say this. I feel like, let me think about this because there's a few people I'm like, oh my gosh, that could be good. Um, I feel like there's an individual named Jeff Paul who wrestles in West Virginia. He was actually on that poster that you
Okay.
showed up for PWL, and that's someone I'd like to tango in the ring with. But we've tagged together one time, just as like a random thing. But like I'd actually like to wrestle
Which
him.
poster? This one or the other one?
The PWL one, the premiere.
Ah,
Yeah.
Peter.
He's the one. He's the guy that's on the far left on with the red bandana on.
Oh, I see him on. Oh, what's his name?
His name's Jeff Paul.
Okay. He looks like you probably heard of him, Man Bun Jesus.
He does look like
He
Man.
does, right?
I might be able to walk on water after a match with him. Who knows?
Maybe, you never know. But okay, so you'd like to have a match with him?
Yeah, it would probably just be a friendly contest, but like it's something to say that I feel like I would probably learn a lot from him. He's a good guy, but it would also like be a good match.
Get I want to show you some people from up here in the Northeast, man.
Yeah,
See if I
that's the thing. I need to think of these other territories too.
Here's a poster. The guy holding the championship, Bryce Donovan. He is from the Creator Pro Academy.
Bryce Donovan. He looks like somebody I could face.
Yeah, he's always on Wrestling Open.
Mm-hmm.
So in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I think you and Bryce would have a great time. Even the guy next to him, Leo Sparrow.
Yeah, that could be good. I think this Bryce character, he looks like somebody that would like really fold during the afterburner. I feel like he would. I might bring a tear to his eye. Tell Bryce that he stands no chance.
He has no chance. All right.
No, none.
Leo's pretty tough because he likes to throw kale at people's faces.
Kale, I hate Kale. He's trying to end my career.
The king of kale. That's what he calls himself. Yikes. It's terrible, man. He's terrible.
Oh, yeah, no. Anybody who likes greens like that. Ugh.
Give me a nice steak and I'm good, bro.
Me too. Yeah.
One time I was doing, that was probably in the beginning of the vlog. I was like, he's like, you're gonna have to pay me. And I'm like, do you take kale? And he's like, dude, goodbye. I guess steak was out of the question. All right, let's go into match you want to be in that you haven't been in yet.
I think Is this an opponent or a stipulation?
Stipulation.
I'll put the whole thing together. I
Okay.
want I want Jeff Paul. I
Oh.
want Colby Carino.
Uh-oh.
I want Joe Alonzo, and I want who's the Bryce guy?
Bryce Donovan.
Bryce Donovan. I want all of them in a War Games match.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. You talk to the other guys. I'll talk to Bryce.
Yeah, right. Bryce would be like, "Oh, I'm busy."
I'm busy. I don't know if I could travel to Tennessee. I don't know.
Yeah,
You travel everywhere else. Why not?
yeah, I'd love to be in a War Games match. That's so like that. Just and NWA JCP is having a War Games match, but your golden child boy is not going to be in it this year, or maybe next year. I think there's a lot of people that have stuff to sort out at JCP that I'm not. That's their business. That's their
Okay.
War Games match. But that doesn't mean that that's not something I'd love to do. Also, I really want to be in a bunkhouse match because that match is named after my uncle, Bunkhouse Buck, and I've actually
Oh.
never been in a bunkhouse match before. So
Okay. That would be
mm,
interesting.
yeah, it's kind of fun. I've been on a show called The Bunkhouse Stampede,
Hmm.
which I totally let get to my head. But I've never done the bunkhouse match. I'm like that would be so cool. You get to put on some jeans and some boots, and you just beat each other up.
Go to town, man. Now, let's talk about your championship for a moment.
Yeah.
Where would you like to defend that besides in your area? Like anywhere other in your area, other part of the country, where would you really like to defend that?
I think that so far I've already covered a lot of ground in this territory with it that I'm super proud of it. Just last weekend we took it to North Carolina, which is where I'm at now, and then East Tennessee, where I won it, and obviously where it's or originated. We took it to West Virginia, Virginia. It's been all over the place, but one place that I really feel like it needs to be seen is, and again, I mean, it's just it depends on who could put this together. I feel like it needs to be seen in the Deep South,
Okay.
like Florida, Georgia. I feel like those are places that need more taste of, the history of this title. The history behind this is so old school that it makes me want to go to even more and more old school places. And I feel like, towns that would be like in Florida or Georgia. I feel like that's somewhere that this really could show up at some point. But so far, I'm really proud of the places that I've taken it. I think I'm one of the first champions to have had this to really get it out of the house. I don't want to brag, okay? I'm just saying
What
I'm a traveling champ.
what if you can convince Doctor Doctor Pritchard to come out and fight you for the title?
That would be great. I don't want to spoil anything or ruin. Okay, so at that show where I took that picture,
Uh-huh.
I won my match, but I didn't win the match with the afterburner. I won with an O'Connor roll, and they say that I was pulling some tights, and that may or may not be true. And Dr. Tom may or may not have told me to do that. That's all I'm gonna say. Cheaters always win. That's all I'm saying.
Let's not forget the afterburner shirt right now on sale at prowrestlingtees.com. Shameless plug.
That's a gorgeous sight to see, isn't it?
That is a nice shirt, man. It
Thank
really
you.
pops, man. It really does.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not even blowing smoke. It does pop, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I need to do the afterburner while wearing it.
I told you what you need to add to it.
What did you say again? What should I
I,
add to it?
you need to add the NWA logo.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
That's the only thing I believe that you need to add to it. I told the slime balls the same thing. You just need to put like a NWA logo on your shirts, and that's it. Duh. It'll sell, man. It'll sell.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention I would like to take this up north for real. That'd be
Yeah, man. I like to see you. I like our paths to cross up here in the north. 100%.
yeah.
We got some promotions up here. I think this is probably like the promotion that I would see it. Well, no, there's two promotions. Tie-in Championship Wrestling. I think I would see you there defending, or even wrestling is now from the with the SATs.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah. Look, I'll take it anywhere. I'll take it anywhere.
All right, I'm gonna keep you to that. I'm gonna drop your name to some people. Like, you got to bring this guy up here. He's really good.
Thank
Like,
you. Yeah,
okay,
say it just like that. Say it just like that. Don't do
I
it
know.
like
It's
I don't
like he's
know.
really good, man. You got to bring him up here. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
must have Evan up here. What has been your best fan? Man, we're really talking up a storm. What has been your best fan interaction to date?
Best fan interaction. This isn't really
And then we go to worst fan interaction. I don't think I've ever asked that someone.
okay.
Sorry, pre-combination is another one. And what?
Okay. So so the best. I mean, I can't tell if this is the best fan interaction or the worst. But just recently, I did a show and I was in a real sour mood. Everybody was booing me because I don't know what they were thinking. But anyways, I was out there and the whole place was trying to boo me out of the building. This person in front row, they had their just precious puppy dog. And I went up. I know. Well, I went up to the puppy and flicked it off. And the guy that was holding the puppy, his face just
dropped.
It was so funny because he was holding the puppy and just watching me walk by and he looked so happy, and right when I did that, his face just went like I offended him. Like I'm surprised he didn't let the dog loose in the ring because
right. Go get him.
Yeah, but I hate that puppy. Actually, that puppy had no business being in the room with me. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
So,
all right. Ashley says she remembers that.
Yeah, she was there, and it was an adorable puppy. But I mean, whatever.
All right, so I guess that is the worst fan interaction.
I guess that's the worst. That because he looked really mad. He looked like he would probably want to throw hands over what I did. But I mean, I'm not gonna say sorry because I'm proud of what I did.
All right, now me and you talk, right? I feel like you're a big rib guy. That you like to play a lot of rib on people. Is that true?
Yeah,
I knew. I freaking knew it.
Yeah. Oh my God. I can think of my new thing that I've been doing, and it's very basic. It's very it's nothing crazy, but I go behind people and just scare them.
Oh, you're one of those people.
Yeah, and it's so funny because all
right,
they don't like it. But here's the thing. After this one show just last weekend, there was one of the guys that was on the show was at this restaurant, and he didn't know that I was coming, so I walked into the restaurant and he was just sitting there like cutting up his food, and I went behind him and just like behind his back, and I've never seen him jump. And then yeah, but what was so funny is he looked so mad because he turned around and was like, but then he saw it was me. And then before I left a show Sunday, one of my old rivals, which made it even so much funnier. He, for some reason, he was standing like just right in front of my car on his phone, and I just slammed. I pressed the horn, and I held it in. I held it in for like 2 seconds, and he did the whole thing where he was just standing there and then just jolted.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, and I even I was already in my car trying to leave, so I even managed to pull up closer to him and then hold it down.
Oh no!
Yeah, I need to stop doing that because somebody's really gonna get mad. But
somebody's gonna get mad at you for that, 100%, man.
They're probably so annoyed, but it's hilarious.
You ever do that to Casey?
Oh yeah. This one time, Casey was on the apron at this show. Like, this was before the doors opened, and he was just telling everybody how great he is. And I went up behind him and tried to pull his shorts down. And it was so funny because he was in the middle of talking. And right when I started to do it, he did the whole thing where he was trying to make sure they wouldn't go down. Fortunately for him, I didn't go all the way through with that.
Oh man, poor Casey. He would have been so embarrassed.
He'll be fine.
He would have been embarrassed in his freaking tidy whities.
Yeah, we need to make a Funko Pop called Embarrassed Casey.
Embarrassed Casey, I love it. That's a good one. I like to see a micro brawler, man,
Oh
like an
yeah, that would
Evan
be
Golden
cool.
micro brawler. Now that's more possible.
It
Or
definitely is. It definitely is.
or I'm gonna throw it out there, a Major Bendy.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you're coming up with the good
I'm,
ideas.
I'm popping them out, man. I'm a merchant by heart, man. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why, man. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. I'll make you some extra money, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at the next show. I'm gonna have like all these stuffed dolls and stuff in my home. I'm gonna be like protecting them and stuff.
That's right. So you're gonna have all these stuffed dolls because you listen to Papa Dank, and the Slimeballs will have nothing.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, "Where'd you get all this stuff?" And I'm gonna be like, "My mobster buddy from the
That's
podcast
right.
world sent me
Lobster
this."
money from New York.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, yikes! All right, I'm gonna ask you one last question, and then we'll call it a wrap. If you could have an intergender match with anybody, who would it be?
I think I've got two answers to that. One of them's more plausible, I guess, and then the second one is just something that could happen at some point.
Okay.
Maybe not. I think myself and Camille would have a fine match.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. That really makes you think like who would I have good chemistry with? I think her and I would. Um I think there's a wrestler named Sam Street.
I know.
And you
I know Sam Street.
yeah, Sam
I had her on.
Street. Well, the
Yeah.
only reason I want to have a match with her is she had no business screwing me over on the road the other day. I'll make this quick, but I was
Okay.
driving on the way to a show
Uh huh.
and I was going like 80 miles per hour on like a 60, right? And this
Yeah.
car gets up on my cheeks and starts doing the flashing thing, like go faster.
Uh
And
huh.
I was like, who's the jerk behind me doing that? I'm already going 80. I don't want to get pulled over again. And
Right.
she turned around or like went around me and it was her.
Oh really?
Yeah. And she like even gave me the look and like the hand. And then she saw it was me and just kept going. So when we got to the show, I was like, "So where do you get off like running people off the road like that?" And she was
Right.
like, "I didn't know it was you, but you were going way too slow." I was like, "No, I was like, I'm going 80 miles per hour. I could
Right.
have been pulled over, and you were pushing me to go 90 by being on my cheeks like that." And she was like, "No, you were going like 60, and it was driving me crazy." So I would have a match with her just to straighten that out. But I mean, look, that's probably never. Actually, it could happen
It
now
could
that I think
happen.
about
It
it.
could happen. Don't
Honestly.
never say never, man.
It could be a road rage match.
Ashley says you were going 80.
Yeah, I was going like 80. I think I was going 85. I mean, there. So yeah, Evan Golden and Sam Street in a road rage match. That's what I
I
want.
like it. Somebody needs to book that. You have tires all over the ring or something. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, like I was kind of upset. She's my friend, but I was like, seriously, like you don't do that to people.
Like seriously, like take it easy, Sam. Take it easy.
Chill.
Chill. I love it. All right, Evan. Let everybody know where they can follow you, and then we'll
So
tell them once again where to get this great shirt. Actually, start with
yeah,
that.
so everybody can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, X at Evan Golden, at Evan the Blonde. And that's where all of my updates are for matches and new stuff, new merchandise. And speaking of which, the new Afterburner shirt, amongst other shirts, are on Pro Wrestling Tees at Evan Golden. I'm also on Twitch. I'm on there at Evan Golden Wrestler. That's something I do. That's another thing I forgot to mention earlier. I do that on my spare time. Every
Play
so often,
Twitch.
I'll go on there and talk to people and play games and
That's
stuff.
awesome.
So yeah, but that's
Good
where
stuff,
everybody
Evan.
can find me.
All right, I'm sure your future is bright, man. You got a great personality, man, and yeah, I see you going places.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me on. This was like a total blast, and I'm excited to have represented NWA and stuff for you. So
I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming on, and when you see the slime balls, tell them to get some new merch.
I'll tell him. I'll tell him, hey, like, why aren't we putting the logo on our shirts?
That's
That's the type of
right.
things that we need to put.
I told Tommy that before. 100%. I've said that to him. You got to put the
I love
logo
how
on.
we're all like. Great. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. All right, what's going on for me, man? I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, Evan, but I got 3 podcasts tomorrow.
Oh,
Ugh.
no, man, you're loaded.
Man, I'm gonna be shot if I could pull up all the graphics. All right, first of all, with Wrestling with Pride, prestigious P. Hancock is coming on, and that's an interesting last name, but he is coming on tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
At 8 o'clock from Chosen Pro Wrestling, I'll have Benny Blanco coming on. What is up, Benny?
Blanco from the Bronx?
That's
oh
right. Benny Blanco from the Bronx is coming on,
What?
man. He is coming to hang out with me, and then at 9 o'clock, the one and only Dashing D. Weatherford is coming on from Remarkable Wrestling, who is having the first ever elimination style chamber match this Saturday up here in Long Island, New York, the Chamber of Horrors.
Hey.
Coming up, I heard there's some big talent maybe stopping by. Who knows? If you're in the area, go see that. I unfortunately will be at my shoot job working late. But other than that, I got Chosen Pro Wrestling coming up. Mayhem on the Midway at the Ocean County Fair on Friday, July 12th. Followed by Titan Championship Wrestling presents American Spirit Saturday, July 13th at the Ocean County Fair in Township, New Jersey. Also that day, up here, my friends at Victory Pro Wrestling, where your friend Bryce Donovan is at. He will be participating in the Battle in Bayshore. And the one and only Gabby from the Monster Factory will be defending her Victory Pro Wrestling Women's Championship that night as well. A lot of stuff going on, Evan. And then I'll be at the beach at Seaside Heights for a Seaside Showdown 2 for Titan Championship Wrestling on Saturday, August 24th at Beachcomber Bar and Grill. And the last time we were there, man, I got sunburned, but it was a fun time.
Put on some sunscreen, and you need to eat some shrimp and steak for me. Get a surf and turf meal.
Definitely not
Sure,
kale.
sure. Yeah, no kale, no.
Definitely not kale.
No.
I'm trying to say, all right, everybody, have a good night on Instagram land. Evan, we are going off the air, but thank you for coming on. Hold on for a sec, Evan. Everybody else, I'll see you tomorrow.